random number generator. This video is proving to be like quite difficult. Hello book lovers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Steph and today we will be doing Tackle My TBR episode 1. So basically what this video is I just want to read more books from my owned shelf, and what better way to do that than to just randomly pick books from my bookshelf. So what is going to happen in this video is I will pick 3 books to read, and then I will kind of vlog my experience reading them and give you guys my thoughts on the books, and then at the end of this video give you guys kind of like a overall recap of the books that I read. So I did do this video previously on my channel, but since we are starting fresh, we are just going to start with a clean slate and do episode 1 again. So this will be episode 1, which means that I will pick the coordinates for this episode, and going forward I would love it if you guys gave me coordinates in the comments so that you guys can be interactive with me on this channel. It's actually really fun to randomly pick books from my TBR. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I pretty much have 10 shelves. I do have more, but a lot of them I have read from, or just like they wouldn't really work for this Tackle My TBR. We are just going to use the number 10. So when you send me coordinates, please make a number from 1 to 10 as your first coordinate. Your second coordinate is going to be each shelf on the actual bookshelf. So that is going to be a number between 1 and 6. And then your third number is going to be the actual book on that shelf. Now, some of my shelves are the skinny shelves and some of them are the bigger shelves. So just to be safe, give me a number between maybe a number between like 1 and 50, and then if I don't have that many books on the shelf, I can just like double back. So again, the first number between 1 and 10, the second number between 1 and 6, and the last number between 1 and 50. So also, like I said, I am going to use a random number generator for episode 1 since you guys weren't able to send me coordinates. So for every episode, I will be reading 3 books. So if you guys want to send me 3 sets of coordinates, then please do so. If you just want to send me 1 set of coordinates, then go ahead. It's really up to you. I will choose a couple sets of coordinates just based on how many comments I get on the video, and then we will go from there. So I am just going to insert the clip of the random number generator. So like I said, the first one is between 1 and 10. So let's see what shelf we will be reading from. So shelf 8, and then the second number is 1 and 6. So let's see. Row 6, and then 1 to 50. So 8, 6, and 3. So I'm going to take you guys with me and we are going to pick our first book. Okay, so like I said, you guys are going to be coming on this adventure with me. So the shelves in front of me here, which right here. So these are going to be shelf number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then flip back over here. This one's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So for the first set of coordinates, as you guys saw, we got shelf 6. Editing Stephanie coming in hot for this video. I do realize I was supposed to pick a book from bookshelf number 8, and I end up picking a book from bookshelf 6. So yeah, I'm an idiot, but I did just go upstairs and check, and the book that would have been chosen had I have actually, followed my own rules was You've Reached Sam, which I have already read. So yes, I messed up, but I did read the book that would have been picked had I have done this correctly. So yeah, I'm sorry, it's chaos. I will do better next time and like double check to make sure that I'm actually picking the correct books. I will take it back to the video. So that would mean that we are looking at the shelf here, and then the next number we got was 6, so we are going to just count the actual shelves. So that's 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, you guys just got stuck. 4, 5, and then the 6 down here, which I'm probably gonna have to actually lower you so that you can get a better view. So give me 1 second. Okay, I don't know if you can see that any better, but this is kind of what we're working with. These videos are usually pretty chaotic, so it's fine. So this is going to be the last shelf, which is shelf 6. So we will be picking something from this shelf. And I already forgot the number that I got. Have no fear though, because I have it right here. Number 3. Okay. So that is exciting. It is book 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. If you can see, number 3 is The Woman in Cabin 10, which I have actually already read. So what I usually do when this happens, so I can either choose another set of coordinates, but I just feel like if I choose different coordinates, we risk this happening again and then this video being like super, super long. So what I usually do is that if I have read the book that is chosen, I will pick one from either side. And if I haven't read both on either side, I just like roll a dice and choose it that way. But in this case, I have read The Last House Guest, which was beside it, but I have not read None Shall Sleep, which is the other one that's beside it. So I think that I am going to choose this to read as my first book. And then because these videos are super chaotic and I've already like brought you guys down, I don't really want to bring you guys back up to film the rest of this. So let's just choose our next book right here from the floor. Okie dokie. So I'm just going to hit my screen record and then again, I will insert it here. So the first number is between 1 and 10. So 6, and then the next number is between 1 and 6. So 6, 3, and then 1 and 50. So 30. So 6, 3, and 30. Let's go. So that's weird because I just picked the exact same shelf, which I didn't even realize, but it is the exact same shelf because this is shelf 6 and we just came from down there. So this is shelf 6 and I already forget what numbers I got. So stand by. Sorry. Like I said, these videos are absolutely chaos. So we are on bookshelf 6, and then we are on the actual shelf number 3. So this is shelf 1, shelf 2, shelf 3, and then the book I got was 30. So let's count it together. Where are we here? Over here. Let me just move this out of the way. So 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, this goes like right in here, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
So I was like way off with 50, but I mean, whatever, if they're skinnier books. So that's 24. So then we'll come back over here, 24, 25,
26, 27, 28, 29.
30. Okay, another, This game's really trying to come for me because now we have a huge problem. So I've actually read With the Fire on High. And the book beside it is Fragile Threads of Power, which is like a companion to a series that I am not done yet. So I don't want to read that. And then the book beside it on the other side is book 3 in a series. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll it again. I can't read the books on either side of that, so I'm just going to do another screen record and try to get lucky. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think I should do. I think I should just re-roll if I can't read the books on either side, but let me know down below in the comments. But okay, let's randomly pick again, which I didn't want to do because I felt like this would make the video super long, but it seems like that's just what's going to have to happen. So 1 to 10, so 2, 1 to 6, 6, and 1 to 50. 45. Of course, 45. Of course, it's my shelf that's not completed because why wouldn't this video be easy, right? So anyways, shelf 1, shelf 2, okay, bookshelf, and now the actual shelf. So we got 6 again, I think. Was it 6? I think it was 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which, again, this is my shelf that is not completed. Okay, let's just see what we get. Okay. So it was 45. So we're just going to get through this quite a bit of time. So 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 40,
41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Okay. That actually worked out because I have not read this and I am very excited about it. So this works out perfectly. It's actually one that we can read for this video. And yeah, let's pick our last book. See, I told you this video gets like super chaotic, but it's fun because I love chaos. Okay, so our last book, I am going to put in 1 to 10, 8, 1 to 6, so 8, 2, 8, 2, and 6. Hopefully I can remember that. So 8, 2, and 6. Follow me. Okie dokie. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is 8, and then 2, so 1, 2, and then number 6. So let's see what we get. 1, should I just move these plants out of the way? Maybe I'll just move. Should I just move this? I'm gonna just move it. Okay, see you later. Anyways, we'll put you there. Number 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okie dokie. I really wish I was making this up, but it was the Honey Don't list, which I have read, and then I've also read the Thursday Murder Club, and this is book 2. That doesn't really work because I have not read book 1 yet. So we will just put that back. Okay, so we are not doing well with this video right now, but like I said, we are just going to go again. So let me just sit down with you guys. Welcome to the chaos that is Tackle My TBR. Let's cross our fingers that it works this time, but at least you guys know that I don't really edit the videos for what books I actually have to read. This is like real life. Okay, here we go. 1 to 10. 10, 1 to 6, 3, so 10, 3, 10, 3, 41. Let's go. Okay, so 10 would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, my last shelf over here. So 10, 3, which is 1, 2, 3, and then 41. Okay, let's hope that we come up with something. So 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37,
38, 39, 40, 41. Okay, I have not read this, so this actually works perfectly. And that is Witches Steeped in Gold. Okay, so like you guys saw, that was absolute chaos. Really just try to keep it real on this channel, but yeah, so we did finally get our 3 books. Again, let me know down below in the comments how I should maybe do it differently or change it up, but I feel like that is kind of like the most fair. I can either just read the ones on the sides, and if I can't read the ones on the sides, I will just repick another number. So yeah, send me at least 2 sets of coordinates, please. Okay, so the first book that I will be reading for this vlog is None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. So this looks super creepy. I really enjoyed the cover, which is why I picked this up. So this sounds like it is a YA like thriller. It's following 2 main characters who are recruited by the FBI to interview like juvenile killers, which sounds super, super interesting. And they basically just recruit them because they think that they would have like better rapport and like just better communication with the actual like killers. So this sounds really, really good. I'm sure it'll get like really twisty. YA isn't like my favorite genre anymore, but again, I am excited to read more books from my TBR. Then the second book that I picked was Culty by Mariana Zapata. This author I have read from before, and I have loved, loved, loved her books. So I'm very excited to pick this up. This, I believe, is a soccer romance, and I've heard it's one of her best books. So I'm very excited to vlog my experience reading this. And finally, the third and final book for this vlog is going to be Witches Steeped in Gold, which has been on my radar for a very, very long time. From what I know about this book, it is a YA fantasy. We are following witches. I believe it is 2 witches, and they are like enemies, but they have to come together to work together in order to take down this person who is kind of coming for both of them. And this just sounds super, super fantastical, super magical, witchy. I love witchy books, so I'm sure I'm going to absolutely love this. So yeah, those are the 3 books that I will be reading for this video. When I have some thoughts, I will let you know, and hopefully you guys enjoy this new series. Okay, hello. Welcome to our first update of this video. I just wanted to check back in to let you guys know that I have actually started Culty. I did get the audiobook for this, and I started listening to this morning, and I am about 40% of the way through so far. So yeah, I guess not even my initial thoughts, but like my halfway thoughts, because I am about 40% through the book so far, is that I am enjoying it, but the fact that I've been listening to it for quite a while and I am only 40% of the way through, it is quite long and there's really not much that has truly happened. So in this, essentially, I know I gave you guys kind of a synopsis already, but in this we are following our main character Sal, who is a professional soccer player. She plays for like a professional women's soccer team, and she is being coached by a man named Rainer Kalti. Kalti is somebody who was a soccer star like back in the day. He is quite a bit older than our main character. I think he's like 13 or 14 years older than our main character, and she kind of has always like looked up to him. She's had a crush on him. She's had like posters of this soccer player Kalti, and Kalti gets recruited to coach her like professional soccer team, and we are just kind of following them through that. And it is very much a like slow burn romance. Like I said, I'm 40% of the way in, and they have kind of, there's really no romance happening yet, but they are kind of just like getting to know each other, feeling each other out. He's kind of an asshole, to be honest. Those are kind of like some of my thoughts that I'm having. So I am having a good time with it. It is a slow burn, so I'm not really expecting too much to happen, but there's really not much going on in the book so far. I do like our main character Sal though. I feel like she doesn't really take any like shit. I feel like she puts people in their place when it's deserved. So I do like our main character, and I do like the soccer element of this book actually. I didn't know that I would love a soccer romance. I do actually enjoy soccer. Like I love the World Cup, Euro Cup when it comes around. I do really enjoy watching soccer for the most part. So reading a soccer romance is pretty interesting in that sense. I do also find that the conflict in this, or kind of things that are going on in this that would make somebody think like this is what the conflict is of this novel, I don't think are really big issues. So I don't know if there's going to be something else that happens that like becomes a bigger issue, but so far there has just been some like very mediocre things that have taken place as like, the conflict of this novel. So I don't know if that's going to change or not. Right now this book is sitting at probably like a high 3, pretty low 4. I don't really know what else to expect. Like I said, I do have about 60% of this left to go, so I may read a little bit more of this, but I probably won't check back in until I have my final thoughts on this. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I am about 40% done with this. And then I am going to also start None Shall Sleep right now. I do have a little bit of time where I can just like sit peacefully and read, so I might just like grab some food or something, and then I am going to dive in. I am physically reading this. I was not able to get an audiobook for this, so I am just going to physically read this. So that is what I will do now. And whenever I have any other thoughts or anything to say, then I will jump back in, pop in here and let you guys know. But so far I am about 40% done with Kalti. Like I said, I am enjoying it. It has the potential to get better, but it also has the potential to just like stay very like stagnant. So I'm not sure how I truly feel about it. But yeah, once I jump into this, I will also give you guys some of my thoughts. And yeah, I will see how much of this I can get read right now. Hello, beautiful people of Tackle My TBR. So I am coming at you with a couple of reading updates. Are they good reading updates? I don't really know, but they are reading updates nonetheless. So let me start with the book that I did finish, and that is Culty by Mariana Zapata. I am so sad to let you guys know that I did end up giving this book a 3-star. I don't think that it was necessarily bad. I don't think that a 3-star is necessarily a bad rating, but I just had such high hopes for this book and I was enjoying it. Like I said in my previous clip, I think I was sitting at a high 3, low 4. So not too much different than that clip. Okay, so a couple of things that I just want to quickly talk about with this book that just didn't work for me and kind of got me to the 3-star rating is that this was such a slow burn, and I knew that it was a slow burn, and I believe that Mariana Zapata is kind of known for her slow burns, but when I tell you that this was slow, I truly was listening to the last hour of this audiobook and I was thinking to myself, I don't think that there's any smut in this book. I don't think that this is a smutty book. And I was like thinking to myself, I thought that there was going to be something, and I was truly fooled up until like the very end of this book. So when I tell you that it is a slow burn romance, then it is truly like a very slow burn. And I just did not really like our main characters together. I didn't think that their chemistry was there. I don't think that our love interest even really said much in the first like 50% of this book. And then all of a sudden when Culty does start talking, it's like they go from them not even really being friends to them claiming that they're like BFFs and that they are there for each other. And I don't think that this book spans a very long stretch of time. So it just didn't really work for me. It didn't really make sense to me. Another thing that really bothered me is I did say that I did enjoy our main character in this. I thought that she did stand up for herself, but then she would say things that just put such like an ick in my reading experience. So for example, there's a conflict in this book and our main character is called a slut and she's like, I'm not really like that. And like, I don't know why people would say that about me. And there's a whole dialogue about this and how she's like, why are people calling me this and that? You'd think that she'd have like sympathy. But then many chapters after, later on in the book, she's referring to women that Culty has slept with in the past and she makes reference to them being sluts. And I was just very confused because I'm like, well, hold on a minute. You're being shamed and being called this and you don't like it, and now we're just turning around and just loosely calling all of these people that you don't even know that same word. It was just very confusing and it put like a very like icky taste in my mouth about our main character. And then the last thing that I will say about this book, which is completely not the book's fault, it's kind of just a circumstance that just so happened to happen, and I know that this was written before this Netflix series came out, but I mean, if anybody has watched Baby Reindeer on Netflix, then you know kind of the significance behind the term reindeer. And in this book, they use the term reindeer and it just, I don't know, it's like a really weird vibe because of Baby Reindeer and like the subject matter of that. And then they're using reindeer in here and it was weird, it was bizarre, and it didn't really work for me. But I did like the soccer aspect of this and it read very quickly. I listened to it and it was just like a very easy audiobook to follow. So I did enjoy it, and that's kind of where I'm sitting at with the 3-star rating. And then I have made some progress on None Shall Sleep. So I am about 50% done. And I'm sad to say that this book is not really working for me either. The beginning of this book, I felt like it read very much like a debut novel, and not in a good way. You could tell that this was the author's first book. So I looked it up and I was completely wrong. It's not the author's first book at all. It's like one of the author's latest books that they came out with. So I was very confused by that because it reads very much like a debut. I don't know what it is about the writing that I do not like. I'm not a huge fan of the characters, and I truly believe that this is because this is a YA book. I've noticed that a lot of YA books that I've been picking up lately, I just haven't really been connecting with the characters, and I think it's just because I am in such a like different place in my life. And I don't want to give up on YA books, but sometimes I'm just reading them and I know that I'm not the target audience for this. The other thing that bothers me about this book is that it just feels very unrealistic, and I mean that in the sense that our two main characters are teenagers who are tasked with working with the FBI to interview other teen serial killers. So the FBI's idea, or this one agent from the FBI's idea, is that because they are teenagers, they will relate better to the teenagers that are like behind bars and serial killers. So they decide that they will bring these two teens in to talk to them and see if they can kind of uncover new information about cold cases. And the problem that I have with that is that these two teenagers have literally zero credibility. They have zero like knowledge about law enforcement. I think one of them is a psychology student and one of them wants to get into law enforcement and had a dad who was in law enforcement as well. But other than that, there is no credentials that these two teenagers have. I don't even know why they were picked, to be honest. Like, there is certain things that have happened to each of them individually that have dealt with like certain crimes, but I don't know that that justifies why they would be picked to interview teenage serial killers. And as they're going through this story, I don't want to give you guys any spoilers, but as we're progressing through the story, these two teens are like discovering things that the FBI hasn't even been able to discover. And I just don't really want to suspend my disbelief that much because they truly have no training and nothing that gives them any credentials to do that. And it's just kind of taking me out of the story. I don't understand how two people who have never dealt with any of this are like putting these pieces together that the FBI hasn't been able to in so long. So those are kind of my thoughts on this book. I don't really know what it's sitting at right now. I do think that as I'm reading it, it's getting a little bit better though. So I'm curious to see how it ends. I am enjoying it the more that we get into it, but I don't think that I'm going to enjoy it enough that I'm going to give it anything higher than like a 3-star or 2.5. And that's being generous, and only if things continue to pick up and the story continues to get better. But if we are just circling the same events, because that's kind of what we're doing here, is we're just like circling the same characters and events, just working with the FBI, it's just not something that's really grabbing me. And I'm super sad about it because this video, I'm trying to read owned books, and clearly the books that I own, I'm not really enjoying right now. So yeah, also Witches Steeped in Gold, I still do not have the audiobook for that, but once I do get it, that will be the next audiobook that I read. So I should be able to wrap this video up soon. And yeah, that is kind of all of the updates that I have. I will check back in once I finish with None Shall Sleep, and also once I am able to start and hopefully make some progress in Witches Steeped in Gold. Okay, hello. I realize that this angle is absolutely horrendous, but I am just ready to close out this Tackle My TBR. This has gone on for way too long. It took so long to get the audiobook for Witches Steeped in Gold. So I was going to update you guys at like the 50% mark about my thoughts, but once you guys hear my thoughts on this book, you'll kind of know why I just chose not to do that. I'm just gonna change angles and we're gonna go from here. It might be pretty shaky because I'm holding it, but it is what it is. So the last I think that we spoke, I had not finished None Shall Sleep. I don't have the books with me. They're upstairs and the baby's sleeping, so I'm not going to get the books. So I will just insert a little photo here. So I did finish None Shall Sleep, and I absolutely hated that book. I think I gave it like a 1.5. There was so many things about it that just didn't make sense to me. But yeah, so then just a last point to that book. The other thing that really irked me is that everybody that was part of the FBI seemed to listen to what these teens were saying, and it just made no sense, again, because no credentials, nothing like that. But like everyone just listened to what they were saying and just believed everything that they were saying. It was super weird. I'm not gonna like harp too much on it, but yeah, definitely did not find a favorite out of that book at all, but I'm happy that I read it so that I can say that I actually did. And now to talk about Witches Steeped in Gold, which truly I think I'm also going to give that book like a 1.5, maybe a 2-star, but most likely a 1.5, because I literally, and I mean, it could be my fault, I don't really know, but I literally had no idea what was going on during that entire book. Like, I understood the main plot and storyline of the book, but I truly couldn't explain to you the magic system. I couldn't explain to you really much of anything. That was like one of the slowest, most confusing books that I've ever read, and I am not a fantasy girly. I am very basic when it comes to my fantasy, so I was like, okay, is this a me thing or is this a book thing? And I started looking up reviews for this book, and it seems like everybody is either DNFing it, not really enjoying it, or just extremely confused by this book. So I was like, okay, perfect, it's not a me thing. I did power through, so I did start reading it physically. I read the first couple of chapters physically, and as I was reading, I was literally like, okay, I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, the only thing I know are the characters' names because they're literally written at the start of each chapter. That's what I knew going in. I'm so confused. Let me switch to the audiobook. So I switched to the audiobook when I got it, finally. I listened to it, and I listened to all of the chapters that I had read, and I'm still so confused. I had no idea what was going on. This was a debut novel, which I didn't know. It doesn't read like a debut. It actually, like, the writing is very good in this. It's just so slow and so confusing, and I just did not understand anything that was going on. So I feel bad about the rating because it's kind of a me thing, but then once I started seeing other reviewers saying the exact same thing, I was like, okay, maybe it's not just a me thing. And yeah, I think I'm gonna settle on a 1.5. So yeah, that's kind of the reason that I didn't really check in at 50%. I didn't have really much to say about it. Even now, speaking and like trying to get my thoughts out there, I really don't have much to say. I liked the alternating perspectives, and like each chapter was a different perspective, but yeah, that's really all I have for you. I really should have DNF'd this book, but I don't DNF books, so I just power through it and suffer, and I seriously don't know why I do that to myself, but I do, so here we are. So I would consider this episode 1 of Tackle My TBR kind of a fail because I had a 3-star, which is a fine rating. There's nothing wrong with that. And then I also had 2 1.5 stars, which is pretty terrible. So I don't know if that says that I buy really bad books or that I'm just getting through the ones that I don't like right now. But yeah, I'm super excited to continue doing this, and I'm super excited to do episode 2. So like I was saying at the beginning of this video, just leave 3 different sets of coordinates down below in the comments so that I can actually use your coordinates for episode 2. I'm super excited to see what books get chosen for episode 2. And yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you did make it to the end of this video, please let me know by leaving a football emoji for Tackle My TBR. And if you did like this video, I would really appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up like button. And if you are new here, I would love to have you stick around. So please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys all in my next one. Bye.